Charlie Kirk was just taken out by a meme-obsessed, radicalized young white man. And Nick Fuentes is getting nervous. Fuentes just rushed to issue statements condemning his followers whoever pick up weapons, which tells me that he knows that eyes are on him right now. To understand why this matters, you need to know about Charlie Kirk's long feud with Nick Fuentes and his so-called GROYPER army. Back in 2019, Fuentes' followers, the GROYPERs, they launched what became known as the GROYPER Wars. They targeted Kirk and his organization, Turning Point USA. At public events, they would heckle him, disrupt his speeches, and they accused him of being a sellout. Their issue? They thought that Kirk was too soft, too establishment, too willing to play politics instead of going full white nationalist like Fuentes and the GROYPERs. Kirk, through Turning Point USA, represented the institutional face of MAGA youth organizing. Pro-Trump, but still within the guardrails of mainstream conservatism. Fuentes positioned himself as the authentic voice of the far right, pushing conspiracy theories like the Great Replacement conspiracy theory, and openly trafficking in anti-Jewish hate. And doing that, he built a cult around himself. The GROYPER Wars were about who would control the next generation of far-right activists. Now, evidence suggests that Kirk's assassin might have been a GROYPER, a follower of Fuentes. That's why Fuentes was quick to put out a statement condemning the violence, because he knows he's in the spotlight. He knows that law enforcement, the media, and the Republican Party, the MAGA Republican Party, are watching. Here's where Trump comes in. Trump has always relied on Kirk as one of his most loyal propagandists. But he's also openly flirted with Fuentes, meeting him after January 6th, refusing to fully denounce him, and letting figures like Laura Loomer, who's allied with Fuentes, stay close. Trump thrives on playing both sides of this really dangerous coalition. The result is a cycle of violence. Kirk normalized political violence through Turning Point USA and promoting dangerous conspiracy theories about things like a stolen election in 2020. While both Kirk and Fuentes have pushed dangerous conspiracy theories that inspire vigilantes and people who go into shopping malls, movie theaters, Walmarts, schools, and do terrible things, Kirk had only in the last few years really started to lurch much further to the right, to get closer to Fuentes. And Trump benefits from both streams of loyalty, no matter how bloody the consequences. What do we do now? We make sure that MAGA's attention stays focused on Fuentes. We keep the wedge open. Every Republican politician should be forced to answer, do you stand with Nick Fuentes? Or will you denounce him and impose real, serious legal consequences on him, his movement, and his allies like Laura Loomer, who still has regular access to the President of the United States, Donald Trump? Our objective here is clear. Keep MAGA's rage turned inward, so it doesn't fuel more vigilante or state-enforced violence against vulnerable communities. If we can drive that wedge, we can buy time and space to keep organizing, keep protecting our neighbors, and keep building the anti-fascist resistance for the long haul. And don't forget to remind MAGA at every opportunity that Kirk was loudly and openly demanding the release of a certain set of records related to one of the world's most notorious abusers of young girls and women, who is a personal and close friend of Donald Trump for years. To be clear, you should not believe these conspiracy theories that MAGA believes. But when and where you can cause discord between fascists, you should take that opportunity. This is just one of the ways that you can go on offense for democracy. Let them exhaust each other, distract each other, and weaken one another. Because if their hate is boiling inwards, it won't be boiling over to burn the rest of us.